Hey yo, I'm the MMA loser and I'm back with another video. And before I start today's video, I just want to tell you guys to watch this video at 2 times the speed. And also, Francis Ngannou just got smoked, just got destroyed by Anthony Joshua. Uh, I mean, this is what was supposed to happen when he fought against Fury, but hey, he got knocked out clean. And I did not watch the fight. I just watched those clips of Francis getting knocked out. Enough with that. If you have seen the thumbnail, then you probably already know. I want to talk about UFC 299. I want to start from the prelims, early prelims, whatever you want to say. This is going to be a full card prediction. I'm going to start with Joanne Wood versus Marina Moroz. I have no idea about any of these two fighters, so it's very difficult for me to make a prediction for Joanne Wood. That is Jojo and Marina Moroz. I don't know who's going to win in this fight, so I'm not going to predict anyone. So yeah, I'm a casual. CJ Verga versus CJ Verga versus Azu Almaev. Is it Azu Almaev Zulfikar? Okay. I think this dude is going to win. He's from the Caucasus. I think he's from Kazakhstan. Yeah, he's from Kazakhstan. So yeah, he's going to win. I'm not going to pick against people who are from Kazakhstan and Russia and all of these people. I'm not going to pick against them. So Azu Almaev. Yeah, okay. Azu Almaev is winning this fight for sure. Maybe he'll lose and prove me wrong, but he isn't losing to this dude, CJ Verga. I think they're going to fight at 125. Yeah, no chance. Now, Robelis Dasparev. Robelis Despaigne. Wow, what a name. Despine. Probably Despain. This Cuban heavyweight taekwondo fighter, right, who has the longest reach in the history of UFC. After Francis Ngannou getting knocked out, this guy can be a superstar at heavyweight because he has abs. How many people in the heavyweight division have abs? You do not see that. And he's going to knock out Josh Parisian. I have never seen Josh Parisian fight, and I've also never seen Robelis Despine fight before. He always wins by TKO punches. Considering the fact that he's a taekwondo guy, he should have been knocking out people with his kicks, but that doesn't happen. He's 6 feet 7 inches tall. He is very, very heavy. 261, not exactly that heavy, but I mean, for heavyweight, that's like a normal weight. I think he's going to win against Josh Parisian because I have no idea what Josh Parisian does, and he's probably been in UFC for a long time now. But this dude, this Cuban guy, he should win. Michel Perreira is fighting. Michel Perreira, the only guy in UFC who actually fights like a video game character. He will do backflips inside the octagon. I do not think he's going to do backflips right now. He is fighting in the middleweight division. In his last fight, he knocked out his opponent in the very first round. That is Andre Petroski. Before that, he defeated Santiago Ponzinibbio, Andre Pilhau, Nico Bryce, Kellyn Williams, and Zalim Imadaev. So he's on a 3-fight winning streak. He's going to fight against Michal Oleksiejczuk. He is on a win streak of 1 fight. Chidi Nzukwane. I have no idea who Chidi Nzukwane is, and I have never seen this Michal Oleksiejczuk guy fight. And to be honest, he kind of looks fluffy. I don't know how to say it. He doesn't look like a fighter. But hey, looks can be deceptive. We have seen some really, really great fighters with really bad body types, but just coming and dominating. But I just think Michel Pereira has more experience than him. I've seen Michel Pereira fight before. I think Michel Pereira is going to win this fight, in my opinion. I can be wrong because I've never seen Michal Oleksiejczuk fight before. So for me, it's going to be Michel Pereira. Let's see about the rest of the fight card. Who's going to fight who? Okay, Yan Cutelaba is fighting Felipe Lins. Okay, that's interesting. Felipe Lins is 38 years old, and then there is Yan Cutelaba. Yan Cutelaba is one of those people who is a character and he takes his character too seriously and then gets knocked out. I still remember him getting. He defeated Tanner Bowser. Then he lost against Kennedy Nejichuku, Johnny Walker, Ryan Spann. Won against David Clark. The dude is crazy, man. He keeps losing. He defeated Khalil Rountree, lost against Magomed Ankalaev twice. Justin Jacoby was a draw. Then how can you lose to Ryan Spann and Kennedy Najichuku? But still, I think I want to see what is Felipe. Felipe Lins is on a 3-5 win streak, so this is a kind of like a hard pick for me because I've never seen Felipe Lins fight that much, but I've seen Jan Kutelaba fight. He has got good wrestling, but he gets dominated by wrestlers. His striking is decent, but he also loses in the striking battle as well. But I'm going to say I think Kutelaba should win this fight, but then again, I don't know, man. Whoever wins this fight, I just don't care. Whoever wins this fight, I honestly don't care. None of them are becoming champions, and it's like I don't care. I just don't care. I just want to see a good fight, hopefully. Pedro Munhoz versus Kyler Phillips. Pedro Munhoz is 37 years old. He's pretty old, especially in the bantamweight division. This is retirement age for the normally bantamweight fighters. They retire in this age, and Pedro Munhoz is still fighting. He's called the Young Punisher, which makes no sense because he's not young. Neither is he a Punisher. He lost to Marlon Vera, a unanimous decision, which was in August 19, 2023. Pretty much eight months. Yeah, it's been 8 months. He's going to fight against Kyler Phillips. I've never seen Kyler Phillips fight before. He is 11-1. He lost to Rolin Paeva by decision, and he won against Honey Barcelos and Marcelo Rojo. Well, I think he fought against. Someone said he fought against Song Yadong. Yeah, he fought against Song Yadong in March 2021, and now Song Yadong is fighting Peter Yan. So I don't know, man. I don't know, man. He has defeated Song Yadong before. Song is fighting. I mean, Song Yadong in 2021 was like 3 years back. He was only 23 years old, I believe, or probably even younger than that. Because Song is fairly young. Kyler Phillips, I think he might win this fight. I don't know. I don't know much about this dude, so I just don't know. I don't know. I've never seen him fight, so I cannot really make a prediction. So a lot of people are saying that he will win. That is, Kyler Phillips will win against Pedro Munhoz. Maybe he won't. Matthews Gamrot versus RDA. This is the easiest fight to pick. I think Matthews Gamrot is going to win this by a unanimous decision. By grappling against RDA, he probably might throw a few punches in there. He might hurt RDA on the feet as well because RDA will be worried about his takedown threat. Matthews Gamrot has some of the best takedowns. He's one of the best grapplers in the lightweight division. But the problem is the dude cannot submit you. The dude cannot finish you. But he can definitely put your ass on the ground like 100 times. He lost to Beneil Dariush, and RDA is not Beneil Dariush, but he defeated Arman Sarukian. So it's kind of really a weird thing for Matthews Gamrot. He's good, but he's not that good. So I think he's going to win this by fairly easy. He's going to win this just by taking RDA down for 5 rounds. Let's see. What's next? Caitlin Carminero versus Macy Barber. I'm going to say Macy Barber because Macy Barber is young and she's a good fighter. Curtis Blaydes versus Jailton Almeida. Now, this is an interesting fight. Curtis Blaydes is the dude who never really gets to the championship fights. He will never be a champion. Like, he's not a champion just because he loses that match right before the championship fight. For example, if it is a title eliminator, if Dana says, you know what, if Curtis Blaydes wins this fight, he's going to be competing for the heavyweight championship. He's going to fight for the title. And that fight, Curtis Blaydes will lose. So it depends. If Dana says that the winner of Curtis Blaydes and Jailton Almeida is going to fight for the heavyweight championship, then Curtis Blaydes is going to lose this fight. So I don't know about that. And Jailton Almeida, I mean, Curtis Blaydes is a better boxer, in my opinion. He has a better well-rounded game than Jailton Almeida. Curtis Blaydes is a better wrestler. But on the other hand, Jailton Almeida is a really boring grappler. He has finished a couple of his opponents, but he could not finish Derek Lewis for 5 rounds, which was really bad. He was just laying on top of Derek Lewis. He could not really submit him for 5 rounds. I mean, it is also very difficult to take down Derek Lewis. This guy has lost only twice in his entire career. And he is fairly young. He is only 32 years old, which is like 20 years for a heavyweight, for the heavyweight division. I mean, I think Tom Espinal is fairly young as well. I think Tom Espinal is really young. So yeah, that's another interesting concept. But I don't know, man. I genuinely do not know how to pick this one because Jailton Almeida, his best strategy to win is by taking Curtis Blaydes to the ground and finding a way to submit him. On the other hand, Curtis Blaydes can win by TKO. He can win by ground and pound. He's not going to grapple with Jailton Almeida that much. I don't think he's going to grapple. I don't know. I think Curtis Blaydes has a good chin. Not exactly a good chin. He has been knocked out by Ngannou and Derek Lewis twice. So let's see. I think I'm going to say my pick is going to be Jailton Almeida just because I want to see him. I want to see what he uses. I just want to see what he does if he wins against Curtis Blaydes. Perreira versus Song Yadong. I think Song Yadong is going to win this fight just because I'll tell you what happened. I think Petr is going to win this fight according to the fans like you and me and the entire MMA community. According to a lot of people, Petr is going to win this fight. But the judges are going to give it to Song Yadong. So Song Yadong is going to win this fight by a split decision. Like everybody is going to say, you know what, Petr it's a robbery. Petr should have won this fight, this and that. But Song Yadong will get the decision because that's how Petr has been losing his last couple of fights, of course, except for Marab fight because Marab destroyed him. Not exactly destroyed him. Marab attempted like 49, 50 takedowns and got like 11 takedowns out of 49, which is also crazy. Song Yadong is a younger fighter. They kind of have similar style. I think Song Yadong has more of a grappling. Song Yadong is a better grappler. Song Yadong can take you down and hold you on the ground. Whereas Petr has done that against Aljo in their second fight, but he's still not exactly someone who likes to grapple. Petr I think, is a better, sleeker boxer. He has better combinations. He has better technique. He is more refined. But Song Yadong has more power. I don't think Song Yadong can finish Petr. If he does, then then probably he'll get a title shot right after this. I want to see Song Yadong versus Rinya Nakamura, Japan versus China, China versus Japan. And that'll sell a lot of tickets. After knowing, like, if you are living in America, you probably don't know about the rivalry and the animosity that Chinese and the Japanese have for each other. It's pretty good. If you're in Asia, you know about it. He lost to Corey Sandhagen. It was a TKO doctor stoppage, but he did knock out Ricky Simon. He did defeat Chris Gutierrez, unanimous decision, five rounds. Gutierrez was giving some problems to Yadong, but Petr fights a different style. Petr is not as long as Gutierrez. I think Gutierrez is taller. Gutierrez uses leg kicks a lot more, whereas Petr, I don't think he's going to throw a lot of leg kicks. And also, it's a 3-round fight, so I'm going to say Song Yadong by a robbery or a unanimous decision, or I think a robbery split decision kind of a situation. But he did lose to Kyler Phillips, so who cares? Gilbert Burns versus Jack Della Maddalena. Interesting fight. I don't know who to pick in this fight. Like these fights, after seeing, I don't know. I mean, I'm just going to go on my hand. I'm just going to take a wild guess and say Jack Della Maddalena by TKO. Look, if Gilbert Burns decides to use a game plan of wrestling and grappling against Jack Della Maddalena, then he should win this fight because Gilbert Burns has some of the best jiu-jitsu, if not the best jiu-jitsu in MMA when it comes to MMA. He's a really good, he's got really good grappling. Some of the best, if not the best. Arguably the best. And he has been choked. That is, Jack Della Maddalena has been choked before. So there is a possibility that you can choke him, but I don't know how possible it is for. I mean, Gilbert, if there is one guy that you don't want to grapple with, then it is Gilbert Burns, because both Kamaru Usman and Khamzat Chimaev, who are good grapplers in their own regard, especially Khamzat, even he decided not to grapple with Gilbert Burns. So let's see if Jack Della Maddalena can finish Gilbert Burns. That will be a great opportunity for him because Gilbert Burns can't finish. Gilbert Burns he can be knocked out. So I'm going to say Jack Della Maddalena by I don't know, third round TKO or something like that. Durinho by submission. That would be another crazy pick. But I'm just going to say Jack Della Maddalena. But my brain is saying Gilbert Burns, but the wild guess is Jack Della Maddalena. Kevin Holland is fighting against MVP. Look, I'll be very honest. I've never really seen MVP fight except for the Douglas Lima fights, and he got in the first Douglas Lima fight he got destroyed. But knowing Kevin Holland, who's just going to talk with MVP inside the cage, so That's a problem with Kevin Holland. He doesn't really fight seriously. He's not exactly in there to win. He wants to win, but he's not exactly giving his 100% to win. If you're giving your 100% to win, you're going to attempt takedowns. You're going to find a way to defeat your opponent, take him to the ground. Find a way, like fight with your opponent where he's not comfortable. Whereas Kevin Holland doesn't do that. So I'm going to say Michael Venom Page by a boring unanimous decision. I think it will be a unanimous decision, but a really boring one. The fans are going to get really bored about it because they both will try to strike, and none of them are really going to land anything because they're both kind of like they'll both try to fight from the outside, and none of them will land anything. MVP will do some tricks in there, and people will be like, everyone will call it boring. So that's what, in my opinion. One little girl and Dustin the Diamond Warrior versus Benoit and Denise. Benoit and Denise. Skill wise, I think Dustin Poirier, Benoit and Denise has more tools. Benoit and Denise has really good head kick knockouts. Benoit and Denise also is a bigger fighter than Dustin Poirier. Look, if it was Dustin Poirier before the Gaethje fight, I would have picked Dustin Poirier. But after that Gaethje fight, that head kick knockout, you're not the same person. You're going to be timid. You're going to be gun shy. Because when you get head kick like that, especially the way he got, he wasn't even moving properly. And I don't know. I mean, I'm going to say Benoit and Denise. Also, Benoit and Denise just probably had a staph infection. Without the staph infection, I would have picked him to win by some weird way. But Dustin has the experience. If it is, and this is going to be a 5-round fight, so I'm going to, in a 5-round fight, Dustin Poirier, he's good, but I think he's also becoming slow. He's also becoming someone who can be predicted easily by Benoit and Denise. Dustin throws a lot of leg kicks, low kicks, but he isn't really a kicker. He isn't Justin Gaethje. He isn't Jose Aldo, kind of a kicker. He will throw a leg kicks here and there. He'll adjust his shot, and he's also shaved his head. So Dustin Poirier is also bad. So I don't know, man. I genuinely don't know. This is a really weird card for me to pick. But I'm going to say Dustin Poirier. I'm going to say Benoit and Denise. Without the staph infection, I would have picked him up. I don't know. This is the best competition that Benoit and Denise has fought. But Dustin Poirier, for Dustin, this is not his best opponent. He has fought against Habib. He has fought against Conor. He has fought against Chandler, Gaethje, Max. You name it. Dustin has fought against everybody. Eddie Alvarez. He has also fought against Charles Oliveira. So experience-wise, Dustin, if Benoit and Denise wins this fight against Dustin, he's going to get a title shot next. There is no in between. You defeat Dustin Poirier, there is nothing that's going to stop the UFC from giving you a title shot, especially coming from France, being a superstar in France. The dude, if he can defeat Dustin Poirier, then he's definitely going to be getting a title shot next week. Probably not exactly next week, but yeah, he's going to get the title shot against Makhachev. If Dustin wins, it's not really a big deal for him. So I'm going to say Benoit and Denise. By some weird way, he's going to win. But most people won't be happy with it. But he's probably going to win by some kind of way. I just don't know how, but he's going to win. I might be wrong. I don't mind. I'm just not exactly that invested. Chito Vera versus Sean O'Malley. I think Sean O'Malley by a boring unanimous decision. Everybody's saying that this is going to be a banger. But I think Marlon, also, I'm making this video right after the weight cut. Marlon hasn't looked really great after the weight cut. Like he was looking terrible after the weight cut. Yeah, Marlon was looking like Chito was looking kind of off. His eyes were diluted. He had to use the towel, and whenever a fighter has to use the towel, it's not exactly a great thing, especially if you're not named Daniel Cormier. But I think Sean O'Malley is going to win this fight decisively. I think he's going to win by a decisive unanimous decision. And we're all going to realize that. But Sean O'Malley is not exactly the star that he thinks he is. And I don't know. I think Sean O'Malley is going to win this fight by a boring unanimous decision. But decisive. Boring and decisive are like, just because it's boring does not mean it doesn't mean that it's a bad fight. It's just boring. So yeah, Sean O'Malley by unanimous decision. So I'll repeat my picks. Okay. Joanne versus Marina Moros, I have no idea. CJ Varga versus Azu Almaieda. I'm going to say Azu Almaieda because he's undefeated for a very long time. Josh Parisian versus Robiles Despine, the Cuban. heavyweight taekwondo fighter who's like 7 feet tall. I'm going to say Robel is the spy again in the very first round by a TKO or a KO. Michel Perreira versus Michal Oleksiejczuk. I'm going to say Michel Perreira by a unanimous decision. Jan Kutelava versus Philippe Lanes. I'm going to say Philippe Lanes by some weird way. Pedro Munhoz versus Kyler Phillips. I have no idea because I've never seen Kyler Phillips fight. So Matthews Gamrot versus RDA. I'm going to say Matthews Gamrot by unanimous decision. Caitlin Carminara versus Macy Barber. I'm going to say Macy Barber just because, I don't know, she's young. That's why. Curtis Blaydes versus Jailton Almaieda. I'm going to say Jailton Almaieda by... Oh man, this is really weird for me to... I don't know. I'm going to say Jailton Almaieda because Curtis Blaydes, every time I pick Curtis Blaydes to win, he loses. So I'm going to say Jailton Almaieda by some weird submission. I'm going to say by RNC or something. That's the only way he's going to win. He's not going to win on the feet with Curtis Blaydes. Yeah, he's going to get knocked out if he doesn't get a fight to the ground. So there is a good chance that Curtis Blaydes might win this fight. But then again, he also keeps losing. Petr versus Song Yadong. Song Yadong by a robbery. Jack Della Maddalena versus Gilbert Burns. Jack Della Maddalena by a boring, I won't say a boring, probably a war like Khamzat Chimaev. You know what? I'm going to go and say Jack Della Maddalena by a 3-round war against Gilbert Burns. The fans are going to have the best moment of their life, like best fight of their life. Probably a fight of the night kind of a character, fight, like a fight of the night situation. Jack Della Maddalena by a big win, by a split decision against Gilbert Burns, a bloody war. Kevin Holland versus Michael Venom Page, MVP. I think this is going to be a very boring unanimous decision or a split decision for Michael Venom Page. He's going to win by that way. Kevin Holland isn't winning this fight until unless Kevin Holland decides to grapple and chokes out Michael MVP in the very first round. Dustin Poirier versus Benoit Saint-Denis. I'm going to say Benoit Saint-Denis by some weird way where everybody is disappointed. Main event is Chito Vera versus Sean O'Malley, the champ. I think Sean O'Malley is going to win and remain the champion. He's going to win by a boring but very, very decisive approach. He's going to win by a unanimous decision. That is my opinion. Maybe not be. Yeah, it'll be probably really boring because we want Sean to finish Chito. We want Chito to finish Sean. We don't want to see both of them like having a Peter Petr shot battle. But yeah, that's it. That's my prediction for the for UFC 299. You guys can write me in the comments if my predictions are right or wrong. I know it's pretty late. I should have uploaded the video quite early, but I was just busy. And yeah, if you guys enjoyed the video, drop a like. Please share this video, subscribe to my channel. I've got very few subscribers, and peace out.